subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Having MRKH can make you feel really down on yourself. My friends have all started, getting married, and they're starting to have babies. And the more and more I see that, the more it just hits me that that's not something that I'm going to get to experience. I have never met anyone that has MRKH before. It's been really difficult because 10 years now, and that's 10 years that I haven't had anyone to really talk to about it. No one to, give me a hug and say I understand. And even something as small as that would just make the world of a difference to me, that I'm really not in this alone, that there's really someone out there who understands.
We're continuing with our doctor's exclusive. At the age of 16, Kristen found out she was born with a condition called MRKH. It affects about 1 in 5,000 women. Among other issues, MRKH causes certain organs like the vagina to be underdeveloped, or in cases like Kristen's, completely absent. And you just heard Kristen basically saying you feel like you're all alone.
Yeah. Well, there's really no one to talk to. I mean, your friends, they have no idea unless you experience it for yourself. You can't understand how it feels because so much of this is psychological, and no one knows your own head but you, or and someone else who might have a similar experience. There's no one.
And because of that, we wanted to bring a very special patient of Dr. Ashton's here. Please welcome Kathleen to the show.
It's so good to you.
Kathleen, you have something in common with Kristen.
I do, yes, I have it as well. Yes, so sit. I think I'm making a nice new friend.
You've got the best person here to help you.
Happy to meet you.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Kathleen, you know what it feels like to feel isolated and like no one knows what you're feeling.
Right, yes. Even doctors, no offense to doctors, a lot of doctors, even now that I've encountered, still don't know what it is, have to look it up right in front of us, and we try and explain it to them, thanks to Dr. Ashton. It's a very unique syndrome that I think now, thanks to shows like this, it's becoming more prevalent that people want to know about it and understand it.
Kathleen and I go way back, and about 11 years ago now?
Yes.
11 years ago, I was part of the surgical team that actually performed an operation on Kathleen that constructed a neo-vagina. So basically, that was done with top plastic surgeon as well as a GYN oncologist who's a special gynecologic surgeon, very familiar with pelvic anatomy. And what we did was we took 2 flaps of skin from from Kathleen's upper buttock, basically like this. We sewed them together around a mold, basically like a form, and then sewed it into the place right in between the urethra and the rectum. And what results is basically a blind pouch. Wow. So it's not an open vaginal connection that goes into the pelvis, and unfortunately we can't yet really do uterine transplants. Maybe that's coming down the road, but Kathleen does have a new vagina and has, I think, a pretty good sex life with your husband, right?
I have a wonderful husband, yes. So we're very happy, and that really did enhance things, but it's not the end-all be-all. I knew him before the surgery.
Oh, you did?
For about a year, and I had many boyfriends prior to. I won't say how many, but... But he was wonderful. He stuck with me through it, and he was just fantastic. And it enhanced things, but it doesn't, it's a very personal choice.
And actually, Kristen, when we heard your story, we contacted double board certified physicians, Dr. John R. Miklos and Dr. Robert Moore, and together they're one of the leading teams handling MRKH surgeries in the country, and they've offered to give you a consultation to determine if you're a good medical candidate. So if that's something that you would like to pursue, we're going to do that with you.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely want to do that. Wow.
I want to personally say, along with everyone here, thank you for sharing your story. Kathleen, thank you for Listen, keep us posted, okay?
Okay.
Thanks again, Kathleen. And we have a lot more just ahead. Let's see what's coming up next.
Coming up next.
Basically looks like I have a pool of blood in the bottom of my eyes.